who will be appearing February 7th at the Academy of Fine Arts in Lynchburg. All right, Marty, not the first time you've performed in Lynchburg. In fact, I've heard some people tell me they saw you way back in the day with Lester Flatt and Roland White. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I'm sure you remember those old days. How was touring changed from now and then?
Well, the bus is a little better. Maybe the roads are a little smoother. But it's the same old highway. And, you know, I fell into it when I was 12 years old. And I still love going out on the road. I still love playing live concerts. And, you know, Lynchburg, the word Lynchburg, the town of Lynchburg was famous to me because one of the first songs I ever sang in my life was Wreck of the Old 97.
Right.
And everybody probably has a story about that song, but mine was I entered the local talent contest in my hometown when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and did the Wreck of the Old 97. I thought I was going to ace it, but some girl that twirled a baton beat me.
Well,
I gave the Old 97 all I had that day.
At least you didn't stop when the baton girl beat you. Yeah, White Oak Mountain is only about 20 minutes from our studios here in Alta Vista, so we know the Wreck of the Old 97 well.
Sure.
And you've played with you know, so many great musicians over the years, you know, not just country music too, but you know, talk about the joy of collaborating with people and how much fun it is to get up there with all these great pickers and singers that you've been blessed to play with.
That was kind of the beauty of starting out so young, is that country music was always home, and it is home. Traditional country music is home to me in my heart. But we were playing with so many people, and you know, across the board, genre-wise, and I just saw it was like a big old front porch party to me. Just whoever wanted to play, let's play. And
right.
That's the attitude that I took. And I look back after about 20 or 30 years of that, I was like, whoa, pretty good set list there.
Absolutely, and that brings me right into our next question. You talked about the importance of preserving traditional country music, and you know, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Porter Wagner, all those guys are people that we play here on our station. You know, talk about the traditional country music and how you're trying to keep that going.
Well, preserving it's one thing, but furthering it is the other side of the equation.
Right.
And it is very important to me to preserve our heritage and our culture and weigh it in alongside of jazz and ballet and classical music. You know, that's as a part of the American arts.
Right.
Traditional country music belongs. It is the voice of America, the working man, the working woman. But that's part of it. And like I said, the other part of it is to make sure that we write new songs, get the message across, and make sure the old folks get home safe and warm, but make sure that young musicians that have, you know, any desire to play traditional country music know that it is alive and well, and they have a voice. And so that's the whole program right now. It's a great mission.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something that you do very well. The Marty Stuart Show is definitely big, you know, in furthering that traditional country music, like you said. And you've got some fabulous, I don't want to call them young, but you've got some fabulous younger musicians in your band now, the Fabulous Superlatives. Talk about those guys a little bit.
Well, it's a band of a lifetime. I've been in bands since I was 9. And Kenny Vaughan on guitar, Harry Stinson on drums, Paul Martin on bass. First of all, as men, just as people, they're wonderful. They're statesmen. And as musicians, they're just off the chart. I mean, you can't lose them. Just name any song, any style, and they can authentically go there, never bat an eye.
Yeah, Paul is he's played with everybody from Exile. He was an Oak Ridge boy for a while, so he definitely he's got the street credibility, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the new album is Nashville Volume 1, Tear the Woodpile Down. I know you're pretty proud of it.
Well, I do like this record. I went around running my mouth around here saying, well, the most outlaw thing you can do in Nashville is play country music right now.
Traditional country music, anyway, right?
And so that's why we made this record with kind of a grin on our face doing that. It hits hard.
Yeah, the title track is, you know, puts you right there in downtown Nashville. Hollywood Boogie is one of those burning instrumentals that I know you love to cut your teeth on.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Well, I guess finally we should talk about some of your roots and influences, Marty. You mentioned the old 97 already, but talk about some other guys that you grew up listening to and wanted to sound like.
Well, the first 2 records I ever on was Flatt and Scruggs and Johnny Cash, and Bill Monroe, and touched my heart deep with his music. Jimmy Rogers, the father of country music. Merle Haggard's song spoke to me as a young kid, And I also grew up listening to Southern gospel music, and I loved Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf. And it's Beyond the Stars, I'd get out into the records and find out who was playing on them. Ralph Mooney playing steel guitar, and Luther Perkins and Johnny Cash's band, Roy Nichols, or Don Rich and Buck Owens' band. I like the pickers as well as the singers. And then I got into the songwriters. So it's never ending. There's no end to the world of country music. Just get in and start looking around.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Marty. Well, we really appreciate it. February 7th at the Academy of Fine Arts in Lynchburg, 5-time Grammy winner Marty Stuart. Marty, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Cal. Have a great day.
All right, Marty, you do the same. Thanks a lot, buddy.